Now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Casa D18 Studios channel. You could be anywhere in the world right now. You're here with me on this Sunday afternoon, and I greatly appreciate it. And it's time, once again, to step into the war zone. That's right, it's time for another edition of the Weekly Acquisition Report, the show where I, the Renegade, show you, the viewer, the latest additions to my ever-growing movie library. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another installment of The War Zone, the weekly acquisition report, where I, the Renegade, show you, the viewer, the latest entries and additions to my ever-growing movie library. This week, we're going to be taking a look at some Blu-rays that I recently acquired from Goodwill. You guys know I love going on Thursdays, $2 day out here for the Color of the Week tag. All these Blu-rays, except for one, were part of those $2 sales. There's one that I did pay full price for at Goodwill just because of what it was, and I'll show that one off when I get to it. But first, let's get to the deal ones. And I've got Ted to start things off. I'm pretty sure I had this on DVD. I'm not 100% positive if I had it on Blu-ray or not, but I could not pass it up and take the chance that I didn't. I love the original Ted. I thought it was so hilarious. Mark Wahlberg, Seth MacFarlane, Mila Kunis. So good, so hilarious. I had to make sure I had that in my collection for Blu-rays. I also picked up Bad Boys for Life, the most recent entry into the Bad Boys franchise. I haven't seen this one yet, but I love the franchise. I love Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, Detective Mike Lowry, and Marcus Burnett, respectively. I always think they've got great chemistry and they do a hilarious job together. So I cannot wait to see the most recent entry into that franchise. I picked up a film called The Upside. Kevin Hart, Nicole Kidman, and Bryan Cranston. I don't know a whole lot about it, but at $2, I figured I'd give it a chance. It looks like it might be a little bit more serious of a role for Kevin Hart, even though it does say that it is genuinely funny. Jeanette Casolis from the New York Times said that, but it's still just on the image looks like it might be a little bit more serious for Kevin Hart as opposed to his general normal slapstickiness. I picked up Piranha. I've heard a lot about Piranha. I have never seen it. So for $2, I figured what the hell. The director of The Hills Have Eyes and the producer of 300, it's Jaws gone wild, apparently. The movie is a complete blast. Run, don't walk. Jerry O'Connell is in it, Elizabeth Shue, Ving Rhames, Richard Dreyfuss, Christopher Lloyd. I don't know how big their roles are, but that right there is enough to sell me on Piranha. Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. In my opinion, the last Terminator movie that actually meant anything. I owned it on DVD. I'm not 100% sure if I made the upgrade. So again, for $2, I figured I'd grab it. If I didn't already upgrade it, now I have. If I did, pass it on down the road. I'll resell it, donate it back to Goodwill, a library, something like that. Pass it on. Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. Again, I've never seen any of the Percy Jackson films before, but I've heard some good things about it from my girlfriend. So, $2. I always like to say it's cheaper than Blockbuster Video Rental, Hollywood Video Rental. It's cheaper than renting at the Redbox unless you've got a free code. You know, if it sucks, you only spend $2 on it. And if it's good, what a deal you got for $2, for real. Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I have heard so many good things about this rebooted Planet of the Apes franchise. Rise, Dawn, and I forget what the third one was. But I have heard so much good stuff about this. I've seen the original Charlton Heston Planet of the Apes. I saw the Mark Wahlberg one. I want to say it was either late 90s or early 2000s where they tried to reboot it. I haven't seen any of these yet. But again, I've heard such great things. When I get to franchises, definitely something I can do because there's like 6 in the original, the Mark Wahlberg reboot, 2 or 3 in this set. That's like 10 movies right there. And the last one I paid $2 for is the more recent remake of Annie, starring Jamie Foxx, Bobby Cannavale, Cameron Diaz. This is a mixed bag for me. I'm going to be honest. I haven't seen it yet. So let me get that out there. But I'm so partial to the original Annie that I've heard such horrible things about this one. I'm not really sure. But I've been kicking around an idea. My girlfriend actually came up with this one. Movies where you do the original and then like the modern remake. So we can do the original Annie and compare it to this. We can do something like A Star is Born that's got so many retellings. You know, there's a whole bunch of them that fall into that category. You know, I've done a lot of the monster movies already, but there's like the Boris Karloff mummy and then the Tom Cruise mummy, or the Brendan Fraser mummy and the Tom Cruise mummy. There's a whole bunch of movies out there along those lines that could easily be compared and contrasted over the course of a month. What movies are out there where you know that there's an older version and then a more modern remake that you'd like to see me cover down the road? Let me know. If you're watching the live stream, comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, comments down here. Let me know what you're thinking of around those lines. The last one I'm going to show off is the one that I did pay full Goodwill price for, which was $3.99 for the Blu-ray. And I bought it mainly because when you see a Disney movie at Goodwill, chances are by the time you get to the $2 day, it's going to be gone. Or if it's not gone, someone will have stolen it. So I went ahead, I paid the $4. I got Mary Poppins Returns. Is it as good as Julie Andrews' Mary Poppins? Absolutely not. But for $4, it's a damn good deal. It was good in its own right, but I wasn't going to go off and pay $20 or $30 for a copy of Mary Poppins Returns. I probably wouldn't have even paid $10 for it. I would have waited for some Black Friday deal or something. Maybe it would come down to the $7.50 bin or something. So I feel like paying $4. I got in about where I wanted to pay for it. I got another addition to my Disney collection. Movies with one sequel, the original Mary Poppins and the Mary Poppins Returns. What do you guys think of my haul this week? Let me know. Again, if you're watching the premiere, thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, thoughts and comments down here. What are your thoughts on Ted? Do you enjoy it as much as I do? Terminator 3. Was it really the last good one, or did you even think that one sucked? And Terminator 2 is the last good one. What are your thoughts on Rise of the Planet of the Apes? Percy Jackson, Sea of Monsters. Piranha. What are your thoughts on Annie and Mary Poppins Returns? Let me know. Let's have that conversation, that discussion, that debate, that interaction in the comments below, like I'm always requesting. And make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, for another brand new installment of Renegade's Reviews, when it'll be back to Sandra Bullock month, and we'll be taking a look at Hope Floats, starring Sandra Bullock, Harry Connick Jr., Gina Rowlands, Roddy McDowall, Mae Whitman, Michael Parr, Kathy Najimy, Bill Cobbs, and Rosanna Arquette. It's interesting that I'm hyping a movie with Roddy McDowall on this episode of The War Zone, where I showed a copy of the more modern Planet of the Apes, as Roddy McDowall was in a bunch of the Planet of the Apes movies in the late 60s and early 70s. I forget what his character was, but I do know that he was in a bunch of them. So just kind of irony the way that all twists around here. But so much in store for you this week and the rest of the month here on the Casa D18 Studios channel. You've seen the trailers. You know what's coming. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure that notification bell is turned on. That way you don't miss out anytime a video drops right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, or anytime we go live, as is the case with Statboy Sports Bar, or Open Mic Night, pay-per-view PLE coverage, etc. Share this video with your family, friends, loved ones, co-workers, movie fanatics, cinephiles, people that like thrift store videos or treasure hunt videos or unboxing videos. Anybody you can think of that would enjoy my daily content, share my videos with them. That way it helps boost up my visibility in YouTube's algorithms so I can eventually get monetized and make some money on this endeavor. Thank you once again to everyone who joined me and tuned in today. It means more to me than you'll ever know. And I will see you guys next time.